let me talk to you about one of the most intimidating meetings of my life. So it was a few years ago. I won't mention the group, but basically we've been in long discussions with an investment group about investing into my company. And effectively we were coming down to the final meeting. And I had an advisor that we were working with that was helping us with the actual capital raise. And given that I knew that this was the final meeting before sort of everyone was deciding, I felt the pressure, right? So I turned up early. I think I was probably about sort of 5-10 minutes early. And then what happened is, and I was actually at their office. Then what happened is obviously the meeting was going to take place. So we went into the room. Now, I sat on one side of the boardroom table and their team sat on the other side. I think they had like 6 or 7 people on their side. So it was literally, and the worst part for me is my advisor was late for the meeting. He was running about 15 minutes late. So I'm there freaking out, right? Even though I know my business well, I spend a lot of time, I'm a confident person by nature, all that sort of stuff. There's nothing like sitting there when it's just you and then you got 6 people on the other side. Fortunately, one of the other team members realized this imbalance and then come over and sat on my side. But I remember just sitting there, just answering questions for those first 15 minutes going, holy shit, someone's got to beep that out. But, so I know for a lot of us, say we've go through the capital raising, but for me, that was such an intimidating session when you literally just lined up with a whole bunch of people. Again, recently I had it on a Zoom call where I had 6 people and there was just me on the actual, on my side, right? And I'm being asked questions in all sorts of different directions. That for me was one of the most intimidating experiences. Now, I've heard of other people going through similar things and they're like, oh, I didn't like that experience. Well, guess what? Building a business, there's going to be lots of different experiences that you're not going to like and not going to be set up for. But for me, that was one of my most intimidating experiences when it comes to raising money, is having my advisor who was late, having me negotiating a substantial amount of money, having them all on one side to start with, and then obviously said someone coming around, but then just answering questions nonstop right up until the advisor come, right? So that was for me one of the most intimidating experiences. I'd love to hear yours. Feel free to add me on LinkedIn. Send me some messages about what's your most intimidating experiences. I love sharing this. I want to start sharing more of what people experience going through a capital raise, because I think as a community, if we can all share our own experiences, share our ups, share our downs, share our lessons, share our feedback from rejections, etc., then we can actually make a significant difference to each other. And as the ecosystem's growing bigger, there's a lot more newer people coming in that aren't well aware of these typical things that actually take place and these normal experiences. So, if everyone's sort of aware and sort of, let's just say forewarned and forearmed, then it makes a big difference for all of us.